What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and we're back with kind of mini episode in the life of Mag. This isn't going to be about mastery rank this time. This is going to be a tour of the relays. This is important mainly because there's a lot of people that don't know everything that's in here. From mastery rank 2, you will be able to get the Barakateer visits, as you'll be just able to enter the relays. The first relay is going to be the Lorunda relay on Mercury. Barakateer basically sells new merchandise that wasn't previously available in the game. Sometimes he comes in with new weapons, and he also sells event mods whenever the devs decide to reintroduce them from old events. The way to purchase those is going to be through farming prime parts from the void via the various void keys. But besides him, because he really won't become important to you until you progress a bit further in the game as you get more gear, you'll have the Syndicates, the competitive ones, behind him. I call them competitive because they kind of have a tug of war with their standing. Raising one lowers the other. This is separate from PvP, which is also in here. But you'll be able to see the little base for each of the syndicates, as well as talk to their trader. The traders basically only accept the tokens that their particular syndicates leave on their missions. So when you're playing the missions, you'll have items that you can pick up during the missions, kind of like a standing or reputation battery. You can use those so that when you hit the caps, if you are unable to actually progress to the next rank, you'll have some sort of crystallized reputation that you can trade in later, and that's beneficial for when you get to the later ranks. If you want to kind of gather your goodies really quickly, you don't really have to wait as much or as many days. And you'll see that the requirements for leveling up some of the syndicates early will be things like Forma and Prime parts, and you'll really have to get a decent selection of keys or piggyback on some other players to actually get all the parts and level them up. Then you'll have the Conclave, which is here, and the Conclave is your PvP. It doesn't really allow you to get too many things that are exclusive, or exclusively useful, I should say. You get the Conclave mods can be purchased from Teshin, as well as some skins for various weapons, as well as the starting warframes currently, I believe. But other than that, it's basically just a way to reward the players for playing PvP, and the rewards really don't seem too amazing yet, but some people enjoy it, so have fun. Then there's the mission room, which will allow you to access all the missions that you can get to from your ship inside the relay. So they really make it so you don't actually have to leave the relay if you don't want to. There's a chat here, so you can chat with anybody that's in your particular relay instance, which is really great. It's another way to kind of get the community chatting without forcing everybody to use the recruiting channels. So if you wanted a more social hub for the game, relays are really where it's at. Upstairs, you'll have two kind of fun places to go. There's Darvo, who gives you a deal of the day, which is a limited number of purchasable items which have discounts ranging from, I believe, about 20% up to 90%. And it can be anything from a random piece of equipment to a warframe. And then Samaris. Samaris is the one most overlooked thing in the game. Now, it's important to understand that while Samaris is available from, I believe, Mastery Rank 2, you can't really do much at all with him yet. He really gets going after you get to Mastery Rank 5. And Samaris is going to be important because, well, they just added a few new mods for him. I believe about 3 new ones that make Carrier really, really great for collecting resources, as well as being the best source of Exilus adapters in the game, as they only cost about 50,000 standing from him. And unlike the other syndicates, he doesn't need to be ranked, so you just get the points and you can spend them. when you actually reach Mastery Rank 5 and you get access to the quest that allows you to unlock Chroma, which is amazing, and also I believe access to the Simulor, which is a weapon that he sells. It's one of the most expensive items that he has, but it is definitely worth it. Simulor is just an amazing weapon overall. I recommend anybody who has the opportunity, get your hands on it, give it a shot. Good damage, good area control, it's just great. Then we're going to get to the research. Now you can begin this at Mastery Rank 2, and what this will do is unlock a bit of the lore's game and some artwork for you, but at the same time it will be your first source of points for Cephalon Samaris if you want to try to grab them in big chunks. You can use the synthesis scanners on individual enemies, but they'll get you like sub 100 points if you're detected, double if you're stealthed. But the dailies and the research are really the fastest way to grab everything. So I would recommend probably holding off on doing the Samaris dailies until about Mastery Rank 4 or 5, where you can get a big chunk at once. I think every synthesis target gives you somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000, so that's a good amount, and it pays the weight just because it'll consume a lot of credits purchasing multiple scanners early, and you're really going to want to use that to focus on leveling up your mods, because mods are really the crux of how you're going to progress early on in the game. I mean, the weapons are important to gain your mastery, but the mods are going to transfer in between the weapons and basically allow you to maintain a consistent level of damage to keep moving forward. But that's pretty much the tour of the relays. Hopefully you guys have a better understanding of where everything is. If you enjoyed the video or thought it was helpful, feel free to like it and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see any more of my content. I'll be putting a link to the Life of Mag playlist, which has some more insights about the earlier parts of the game and basically what I feel would be helpful to newer players. Basically focusing on things like looking for some of the core mods that you'll need, and focusing on using weapons that don't require build time like the Mark 1s to gain your mastery. But either way, I'll be signing off for now. Everybody out there, have a good one.